How are you? Thanks for having us back today.
I'm very well. Thank you for coming back. So you can literally see my view only when I turn around for applause.
Yes.
Of course, I'm usually facing the other way.
Is this a little different to be here, number one, early in the morning and to not have your symphony with you?
Yeah, it's about an hour before we start rehearsing usually. And there is always something a little bit strange about an empty stage. It's usually packed full of people playing scales and arpeggios as they get ready for rehearsal at this point.
Does this give you like nervous energy or something before the weekend, perhaps?
No. It's home. This has been my musical home for over a decade, believe it or not, so very comfortable.
And before we focus on why we're here and some of the shows that are coming up, it's not lost on me that we heard from Stephen Libman earlier that the end of this season, come June, this is going to be transformed. Such a huge investment, and I think the big picture for the community to know is that through generosity, the entirety of the floor where we sit and watch the symphony is going to be fully transformed into an even more comfortable experience.
Yes, we are very lucky to have one of the finest concert halls in the country already. But as you can see, it's a little bit 90s mall-esque at the moment, and it's 30 years old. It needs a little bit of TLC, so the seats are being replaced. We're having some acoustical improvements to the stage because although the sound is wonderful for the audience, it's a little hard for us to hear ourselves on here. But it's all going to be done very sympathetically to keep all this lovely Art Deco motif theme going. And of course, our wonderful concert organ, the Brian concert organ, will not be interrupted. The view of it will not be interrupted by any of the work that we're doing. So it'll be really exciting to have a little bit of a facelift.
90s mall theme. Did you have like a 90s mall store that you shopped at all the time?
I was born in 1984, so pretty much my whole childhood was a 90s mall.
Hot Topic, Spencer Gifts?
Well, wrong country.
We didn't have that overseas, huh? Oh, but here at your new home in Jacksonville, to see the investment and to be on the verge of the holiday season, is there something special about like these next several days before we really get into the teeth of the holiday season for you?
Yes, well, it's always a very special time of year. For me, performing Messiah every year is such a special thing, and we do that in a couple of weeks. Also, of course, we have the Holiday Pops coming up, and we also have the Nutcracker. It's a very busy time of year. The joke is that when you see a meme on Facebook of Handel saying, "I pay your rent in December," to musicians because the Messiah makes so many tickets. But all that is only possible because in Jacksonville we have a community that really cares about and loves symphonic music. We had a concert last weekend, a classical concert, which I was not conducting, one of the few that I don't, with a guest conductor. And we had Shostakovich and Copeland. And I had the rare opportunity of sitting in the audience. Both nights, the concert hall almost completely full, standing ovations for a slightly off the beaten track repertoire performance. And you can feel in the audience the love of music. And it's that love of what we do and the generosity that comes with it that allows us to do everything here. And it's why it's such a special place to live and work.
What was it like to sit in the audience?
I love it because it only happens 2 or 3 times a year that I can hear a classical concert with somebody else conducting. It's thrilling. But I have to say, I sat with my eyes closed and there was not one moment in those concerts when I was not listening to a world-class symphony orchestra that could have played on any stage in the world. And I've left the concert feeling incredibly proud and uplifted.
Tony Nickle is Vice President and Artistic Administrator here at the Jacksonville Symphony. Thank you for having us here today.
Thanks for being here.
This weekend is a big weekend because in many ways it's kind of a stirring end to the Week of Valor in Jacksonville. And as we just celebrated the Veterans Day Mayor's Breakfast here at the Jacksonville Center for the Performing Arts, America in Concert, 250 years of music and majesty. Before we can get to the holiday season, we have such an important moment in time. How big of a deal is it for the Jacksonville Symphony to be performing these wonderful classics?
It's going to be a wonderful performance. It's a great kickoff to celebrating us all season long, America's 250th, leading up to the summer, which of course we don't have a summer season, so we're doing this all season long. Having some Aaron Copeland last week was a nod to that, but this is really bringing it all to a very important focal point this Veterans Day week. And the first half of the concert is the familiar tunes that we all grew up hearing and singing, and there's a lot of nod to those who have served and those who gave their lives. The second half is kind of a nod to the music that America gave to the world and a survey of that. Everything from jazz, which is maybe the greatest musical gift that America gave to the world, and country western, and the Great American Songbook.
Yeah, including Chicken Fried by Zach Brown.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you looking forward to that one, Courtney?
Yep,
you
very
did
much.
this with jazz, right?
Oh, I think that was a quote from me. But yes, I'm very much looking forward to it as well.
It should be a great show. One night only special event. It is Sunday at 3 o'clock at Jacoby Symphony Hall, and we have a pair of tickets to see American Concert 250 Years of Music and Majesty. So as we head to the 9 o'clock hour of Jacksonville's Morning News, how about caller 8 at 855-765-1045? You win a pair of tickets, great seats to see the Jacksonville Symphony and American Concert 250 Years of Music and Majesty. Caller 8 now at 855-765-1045. As we continue to spotlight the Jacksonville Symphony with music director Courtney Lewis, Tony Nickle, vice president and artistic administrator, the holiday season, and another chance for you to win tickets to see the Nutcracker is coming up next. WOKV News Time, 9 o'clock. Jacksonville's Morning News. We just heard the commercial for the Jacksonville Symphony and American Concert 250 Years of Music and Majesty. Congratulations to Lori McCain, who is going to be celebrating her anniversary with the Jacksonville Symphony. That's kind of cool, Courtney Lewis, music director. Like knowing that people in your audience are celebrating anniversaries, birthdays, and that sort of thing. I mean, that's just so cool.
Yeah, it's great that people choose to come and celebrate with us. But of course, it is a really great way to spend a special occasion. And also a great way to spend a not special occasion. Just come anyway on a weekend and you'll have a great time as well.
This Week of Valor will culminate this Sunday with some wonderful music. Nazir McFadden, the conductor, will be here. But you also continue, and this is the thing that I love about the symphony, guys, is that this ties in the community. Jacksonville Symphony Chorus, Jacksonville University Rivertones, Sandalwood High School Drumline. You really try to be intentional and lean into the Jacksonville community.
That's right. We do really try to make the orchestra an orchestra for this city. And a lot of our programming is thoughtfully constructed around what we think people in Jacksonville will enjoy. And this time of year, of course, we have a lot of collaborations because, as you see behind you, the choir loft in this concert hall is enormous. So to have as many different people up there as possible is great.
Courtney Lewis is music director, and we're also joined live by Tony Nickle, vice president and artistic administrator. Benjamin Fridkis is going all out on the holidays. He can't wait to see some of these shows.
I have basically the entire lineup for the next couple of weeks set up just right in front of me, and what we're going to have after the American Concert, after the Holiday Brass Organ and Percussion, we have Handel's Messiah coming up, which is going to be the standalone performance for just the Messiah. So with this piece, what does this piece mean for you?
So this is December 12th and 13th. Well, because I'm British, the Messiah is kind of part of my DNA. I mean, people quote lines from it via the Bible in speech, and I've sung it hundreds of times growing up. But it just means Christmas for me. Strangely enough, it's really an Easter piece, but for some reason we did it at Christmas.
Really?
I can remember my grandmother singing lines of it when she was baking. The first time I ever sang with an orchestra was singing it when I was a teenager. It's got layers and layers of meaning. And of course, it's a deeply beloved piece by many people. For many people, it really signals the beginning of the season. And, for a piece to still be as popular as it is, written in the 1740s, there has to be something good about it for it to keep selling the tickets every year. And it's magic from start to finish. So.
That's wonderful. I mean, everybody should be going to see the Messiah. The last time I was here to see it, it was positively electric, even if it is an Easter piece, which I had no idea about.
Well, it starts at Christmas and ends at Easter.
Oh,
I think
see.
that's why it's always played at Christmas.
Okay, that's fascinating. I hope you'll talk about that once you get on stage and be like, well, actually, it's this and not that.
Do I do a pre-concert talk?
Usually not for Messiah.
Usually not. Usually just for classical concerts. So when we get to the week after that, which is the classical concert, I'll be talking before the concert, just for a few minutes to help introduce everybody to the music. That's a program that features The Sorcerer's Apprentice by Paul Dugas, which your listeners might know from Fantasia. It's the scene when Mickey Mouse has a disaster with all the water pails falling out all over the place and the flood happens.
Yeah, iconic. Of course.
Yeah, really terrific. It also has two pieces by Debussy, the Prelude to the Afternoon of the Faun, and La Mer, the Sea, which interestingly enough was not written about some balmy Mediterranean sea, but actually the English Channel when he was staying in a hotel in Eastbourne. So it is entirely not what you think it might be. And also that performance features an absolutely incredible mezzo-soprano, Avery Amaro, contralto. It's a series of songs about the East, very evocative kind of fairy tales. And she was our lead in Carmen. She sang Carmen with us a few years ago. And she's incredibly sultry and beautiful and will be exactly the right kind of storyteller for that evocative song cycle. Also, that program features a couple of bits of the Nutcracker. Naturally, because it's Christmas, but I did choose bits of the Nutcracker that are not in the suite and that you don't really hear very often. So it'll be a fresh section of Nutcracker.
Perfect.
So I would really recommend people to come and hear that on the 19th and 20th of December.
The 19th and 20th. So everybody has to save their weekends for the 19th and 20th to hear some Tchaikovsky, some Debussy, Ravel, Tchaikovsky, and more Debussy.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Bookending.
Yeah, naturally. And I did want to mention something with, because I am very annoying about where things come from, people getting their particular dues. If you do ever talk about, this holiday brass organ and percussion that's coming up, we do have the Carol of the Bells coming up, which is what not everybody may or may not know, an old Ukrainian New Year's Eve piece.
I did not know that.
So it's called a Shedrick, penned by Mykola Leontovich, but it was renamed by an American composer who brought it to the States. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because I think it's very interesting.
And a huge amount of what we now think of as American music and American music culture was actually people who left Europe during the Second World War. I mean, the entire Hollywood film studios, many of the composers like Irving Berlin that we associate with that period were all Jewish people who'd left Europe. So there's an enormous contribution, and that's another example of that.
Right. Kind of like how the previous concert we were talking about earlier with Shostakovich, another amazing composer who shared music with the world, and he was...
Unfortunately didn't make it out of Russia, but yes, he shared his music.
Yes. Is there anything else that you were looking forward to specifically other than those 2 weeks in December?
Well, I always enjoy coming to Holiday Pops, and I, for the first time last year, heard the Nutcracker. Listening to Nutcracker at Christmas is not a British tradition, and I usually have a concert the same week, so I can never do it. But last year, the stars aligned, and I went and saw it, and it's an incredible production across the hallway in the Moran Theatre, with wonderful dancing, and I mean, you don't often hear the Nutcracker, even when it's got a live orchestra. It doesn't tend to be the finest orchestra in the world. So hearing the Jacksonville Symphony play that music was really exciting. So
it's
thoroughly recommend
the only
that.
Nutcracker in Northeast Florida with a live orchestra.
Right, and everything local.
Yes,
correct.
The two leads we bring in. The female is coming from the Boston Ballet this year.
It's also important, it seems, that you're tying in the community and the youth in the community around the holiday themes as well. Can you speak to how intentional you are about that and ensuring that you're exposing the symphony, maybe around a time where everyone can recognize the Handel, if you will, of the music, but really start to get it a little bit in their blood?
Yeah, one of the great joys of performing the Nutcracker is we bus in on both Thursday morning and Friday morning of that week thousands of children from Duval County and surrounding areas to get to see an abridged version of this. And the absolute electricity in that audience, so many of them, it may be the first time they've ever seen live performance art. It could be the first time here in the building. And they are just so enraptured by this visual production, which is, it's marvelous. So it's really wonderful to see that kind of joy on these kids' faces.
Courtney, what do you and the other folks on your team get out of that when you see these kids, no matter their performance, but knowing that, do you look back almost and nostalgically remember your childhood in some way?
Oh yeah, it's a very important motivation for all of us for what we do, because one of the reasons I wanted to be a conductor was because I think that music can change your life and that it can inspire you and uplift you. and I wanted to share that with other people. And I absolutely remember what my life was like before going to my first concert and afterwards. And wasn't a particularly good student before, was a great student afterwards. Wasn't particularly enrolled in anything, was completely enrolled afterwards. Music has an incredible power to change people's lives and their motivation and their joy. And I love seeing that because I remember exactly the moment that it happened to me.
Well, the lineup is jam-packed between now and the new year and then beyond, all the way through the 76th season of the Jacksonville Symphony. And we mentioned Nutcracker. We have a pair of tickets for opening night, December 12th. If you want to be here at the Jacksonville Center for the Performing Arts to see First Coast Nutcracker presented by ViStar, we have a pair of tickets now. To caller, pick a number. 4 at 855-765-1045. Caller 4 wins a pair of tickets to opening night of the Nutcracker, December 12th at 855-765-1045. Guys, thank you for having us today. We appreciate it. Happy holidays to you. You just had family in town.
I did.
It was great to see them, I'm sure, over before the holidays even get underway.
Yeah, and thank you so much for coming back here. We've enjoyed it so much both times.
It's really great. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thanks for all the Jacksonville Symphony does in the community and for the community. It's 9:22 now on the Wednesday edition of Jacksonville's Morning News.